Hey, good morning. This is encouragement and motivation from my heart. And this morning, I just kind of want to talk about something that I actually watched last night. It was pretty interesting. My family wanted to watch it. So I was like, okay, we can watch it. It was called The Last of Us. But in it, the activity of what happened was pretty interesting because in it, what happened was when individuals were bit, primarily adults, when they were bit, this virus entered into their body and it showed itself through out of the mouth was where people would get infected. And so over time in this video or in this movie, the one thing that came to light was this child. This child was about 14 years old. And I guess she was bit early on in her life. However, she was the only one that the virus did not spread. She never ended up turning into what the others ended up turning into. And so as I was sitting here thinking about this morning, you know, we've often heard of be careful of what we think of, because in turn, whatever we think of ends up becoming what we are on the outside. And I'm reminded of this scripture in Phillipians 4:8, and it says, "Finally, brothers and sisters, think on whatever is true, whatever is noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable. If anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." And when we think about things, that actually influences what we do and how we are and what we say on the outside. I'm reminded when it comes to the child, I remember Jesus was talking to a crowd and he took a child and he called the child to him. And in Matthew 18 verse 2-3, it says, "He called a little child to him and placed the child among them. And he said, 'Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, whoever takes the lowly position of this child is the greatest among the kingdom of heaven.'" And there's more like in that scripture too that you could read on. Again, that those two scriptures that I read out of was Philippians 4:8 and Matthew 18 verse 2-3, and I'll put them in the description as well. But today I want to encourage you to think on what are you allowing to influence you, whatever it is, what you're listening to, who you're around, what you're allowing yourself to think. I mean, trust me, I have thought some pretty lowly stuff about myself, and it has shown on the outside with how I carry myself and how I am with my friends. But I want to challenge you, as well as I'm going to challenge myself and encourage myself to be careful of what I'm thinking of. And a child is so influential. And I think it starts right there with the child. You know, what are we teaching our children? How are we teaching our children to think about themselves and influencing them as a child? And are we allowing ourselves to be influenced, or are we sticking to what we've been used to? So hopefully this encourages you today and it motivates you to think about what are you allowing to influence you in your life, and are you thinking on the right things? Because out of the mouth, the heart speaks, and it can be contagious. Have a wonderful day.